Time is the most valuable resource we have, yet it is often the most wasted, especially in youth. When you are young, it feels as though time is endless. Days seem long, years feel abundant, and there is a belief that there will always be more chances in the future. But as life moves forward, it becomes clear that time is the one thing you can never get back once it has passed. Money can be earned again, opportunities can return in different forms, but lost time is gone forever. That is why understanding the value of time at a young age can completely transform the course of life. Every great achievement begins with how wisely someone chooses to spend their hours. Small daily actions, such as studying a little more, practicing a skill, or investing in personal growth, compound over time into massive results. What seems like a tiny effort today becomes a powerful habit tomorrow, and those habits shape the future. On the other hand, wasting too much time on distractions, procrastination, or negative habits can lead to regret later. The truth is, success is rarely about talent alone. It is about consistent effort and the wise use of time. Young people who learn to respect their time early gain a significant advantage. They begin to see each day as an opportunity rather than something to be filled with mindless activities. Choosing to focus on what truly matters, education, relationships, health, and purpose, creates a foundation for a fulfilling life. Time does not wait for anyone. And the sooner you realize its worth, the sooner you begin building a future you will be proud of. The best investment you can ever make is not in money, but in the way you choose to spend your time today. Failure is often seen as something to be ashamed of, but in reality, it is one of the greatest teachers in life. Many young people grow up believing that mistakes mean weakness or lack of ability, yet the truth is the opposite. Every successful person has a history of failures that shaped them, taught them, and guided them toward their eventual achievements. Failure is not the end of the journey, it is a necessary part of it. Without failure, there is no learning, and without learning, there is no growth. When you fail, you discover what doesn't work, and that knowledge is powerful. It forces you to adjust your approach, sharpen your skills, and build resilience. Each setback becomes a stepping stone that prepares you for greater opportunities. Instead of viewing failure as defeat, it should be embraced as feedback. It shows you where you need to improve, but it also reveals your strengths because the very act of standing back up proves inner courage and determination. Young people who understand this principle stop fearing failure and start using it to their advantage. They take more risks, push themselves beyond comfort zones, and chase bigger goals without being paralyzed by the thought of losing. Failure builds character by teaching patience, humility, and persistence. It strips away the illusion of perfection and replaces it with the strength of experience. In the long run, success without failure is shallow and fragile, but success that comes after many failures is meaningful and lasting. Every mistake carries a hidden lesson that shapes who you are becoming. Growth is not about avoiding failure. It is about learning from it, rising above it, and becoming stronger because of it. Failure is not your enemy, it is your guide toward greatness. Comparison is one of the biggest obstacles to personal growth, especially for young people living in the age of social media. Everywhere you look, there are highlights of other people's lives, perfect pictures, career milestones, or achievements that seem out of reach. This constant exposure often creates the illusion that everyone else is doing better, moving faster, or living happier lives. But comparison is a trap that steals joy and kills confidence. It makes you focus on what you lack instead of appreciating what you already have and what you are capable of achieving. The truth is, no two people have the same journey. Everyone grows at a different pace, faces unique struggles, and carries strengths that may not always be visible. When you compare yourself to others, you ignore your own path and start measuring your worth against standards that don't even apply to your life. This only leads to frustration, insecurity, and self-doubt. Confidence cannot grow in the shadow of comparison because instead of believing in your potential, you keep chasing someone else's version of success. What young people need to realize is that the only real competition is with themselves. If you are better today than you were yesterday, that is progress. Focusing on your personal growth, your small victories, and your consistent efforts will build lasting confidence. True happiness and success come from self-awareness and self-improvement, not from trying to outshine others. By shifting focus from comparison to self-growth, young people can reclaim their energy and invest it in what truly matters. Confidence comes from embracing your uniqueness, recognizing your strengths, and trusting that your journey is unfolding at the right time. When you stop comparing, you free yourself to grow, achieve, and live with confidence. Motivation is often seen as the driving force behind success, but the truth is motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, influenced by emotions, circumstances, and moods. One day you may feel inspired to work hard, and the next you may not want to do anything at all. If your progress depends only on motivation, your results will always be inconsistent. This is where discipline becomes the real game changer. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is the ability to stay committed to your goals regardless of how motivated you are in the moment. For young people, this lesson is crucial. Motivation may get you started, but only discipline will keep you moving forward. Whether it's studying, exercising, building a skill, or chasing a dream, consistency matters more than bursts of inspiration. Small daily actions repeated over time lead to massive results. Discipline turns effort into habits, and habits shape destiny. Unlike motivation, which depends on feelings, discipline is a choice, one that strengthens character and builds resilience. Think about athletes, leaders, or successful entrepreneurs. They are not motivated every single day, but they show up regardless. They understand that progress is built through structure, routine, and persistence. Discipline allows you to control your actions instead of letting emotions control you. When you master discipline, you no longer wait for the right moment because you create it through effort and persistence. In the end, discipline beats motivation because it guarantees progress. Motivation is the spark, but discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. Young people who embrace discipline early in life give themselves an extraordinary advantage because they learn to stay consistent when others quit. Success is not about how you feel, it's about what you do consistently. In a world that constantly celebrates achievements, wealth, and status, it is easy to believe that success is the ultimate goal. Young people are often told to chase good grades, build careers, and earn recognition. But what is rarely emphasized is that success without character is empty. Character is the true measure of a person. It reflects integrity, honesty, kindness, and the way you treat others. While success may bring temporary rewards, character creates lasting respect and influence that cannot be bought or faked. History is filled with examples of people who reached incredible levels of success but lost it all because they lacked integrity. Fame, money, or power may attract attention, but without character, they quickly fade. On the other hand, there are countless individuals remembered not for their titles or wealth, but for their values, humility, and impact on others. True greatness is not about what you achieve for yourself, but about how you uplift and inspire those around you. For young people, building character should be the foundation of their journey. Success will come and go, but character defines how you handle both victories and failures. It teaches you to stay grounded when you rise and to remain strong when you fall. Character also builds trust, and trust is the most valuable currency in relationships, leadership, and life. When people know you are reliable, respectful, and truthful, opportunities follow naturally. The pursuit of success should never come at the cost of losing your values. Real fulfillment comes when who you are matters more than what you achieve. Character shapes legacy, and legacy is far more powerful than success. At the end of the day, people may forget your achievements, but they will always remember your character.